I want to see if they come up with, like, when they decided it was the North Pole. Who created that?
They say it's American. Maybe it was Cook.
You think so?
Maybe Cook
was like, I've been there.
I was there, and there's this fucking
and
dude
nobody was
making
interested.
toys.
Everyone's like, who gives a fuck? You're wasting time.
It's a shifting landmass.
Yeah, everyone knows it sits on a bed of shifting sea ice. And then he's like, fuck, I'm losing them. Well,
should have gone south.
He's like, you know who I saw there was Santa Claus? And they're like, what? Really? People got interested again. He's like, yeah, Santa Claus was up there, and it was amazing.
And he has a really nice house.
He's got a wife, and he's got help, and he makes toys, and he keeps a list. Maybe this dude came up with it. Influence of Germanic paganism and folklore. Santa taking lives. Numerous parallels have been drawn between Santa Claus and the figure of Odin, a major god amongst the Germanic peoples prior to the Christianization. Since many of these elements are unrelated to Christianity, there are theories regarding the pagan origins of various customs of the holiday, stemming from areas where the Germanic people are Christianized and retained elements of their indigenous traditions, surviving in various forms into modern depictions of Santa Claus. Odin was sometimes recorded at the native Germanic holiday of Yule as leading a great hunting party through the sky. This sounds so stupid. Like Santa sounds any brighter. 2 books from Iceland, the Poetic Edda, compiled in the 13th century from earlier sources, and the Prose Edda, written in the 13th century by Snorri Sturluson. What a great name. What's up, Snorri? Hey. Described Odin as riding an 8-legged horse named Sleipner that could leap great distances, giving rise to the comparisons to Santa's
reindeer.
Further, Odin was referred to by many in skaldic poetry, some of which describe his appearance or functions. These include a bunch of words I can't fucking say, but they mean long beard, or Mjolnir, which means Yule figure. According to Phyllis Sifker, children would place their boots filled with... This is so weird. Children would place their boots filled with carrot, straw, or sugar near the chimney for Odin's flying horse, Sleipner, to eat. Odin would then reward those children for their kindness by replacing Sleipner's food with gifts or candy.
See, at least that, like... I mean...
This practice survived in Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands after the adoption of Christianity and became associated with St. Nicholas as a result of the process of Christianization and can be still seen in the modern practice of the hanging of stockings at the chimney in some new homes. Wow, that's fucking...
I didn't know that about
That is
stockings.
amazing, man. How shit changes.
Fill your boot full of...
in Dutch, he's called Sinterklaas.
Wow, it sounds dirty.
Doesn't it? It's Sinterklaas.
I am Sinterklaas.
Sinterklaas wants to see your wee-wee, and then he'll give you a toy. They're like, in Dutch lands, Santa's a frightening figure who scars children for life.
He's a pedophile.
Pre-Christian Alpine traditions. Originating from pre-Christian Alpine traditions and influenced by later Christianization, the Krampus is represented as a companion of St. Nicholas. Traditionally, some young men dress up as the Krampus in the first 2 weeks of December, and particularly on the evening of December 5th, and roam the streets frightening children with rusty chains and belts.
Awesome.
In British colonies of North America and later the United States, British and Dutch versions of the gift giver merged further. For example, in Washington Irving's History of New York, 1809, Sinterklaas was Americanized into Santa Claus, but lost his bishop's apparel, he used to be dressed as a bishop, and was at first pictured as a thick-bellied Dutch sailor with a pipe in a green winter coat. So Sinterklaas became Santa Claus, who was like Popeye looking for pussy.
On leave.
On leave. I'll give you a toy if you give me some pussy. Irving's book was a lampoon of the Dutch culture of New York, and much of this portrait is his joking invention. Modern ideas of Santa Claus seemingly became canon after the publication of the poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, better known today as The Night Before Christmas, in the Troy, New York Sentinel on December 23rd, 1823. Anonymously. Somebody just wrote it and put it in there. Never took credit for it.
Wow.
Oh, I'm wrong. I should read one more sentence further. The poem... We should have stopped there. It would have been awesome. The poem was later attributed to Clement Clark Moore. In his poem... I've never heard that. Did you ever know the author of A Night Before Christmas was Clement Clark Moore?
No.
Never heard that before. In this poem, Santa is established as a heavy-set man with 8 reindeer who are named for the first time. That's where all the names came from. One of the first artists to define Santa Claus' modern image was Thomas Nast, an American cartoonist of the 19th century. In 1863, a picture of Santa illustrated by Nast appeared in Harper's Weekly. This is so strange because everyone they just made it up.
Yeah.
Like, there's no truth to this whatsoever. They made this shit up. And, like, you know, you get older and somebody's like, there's no Santa. And you're like, all right, I get it. But if you trace the origin, it makes you feel even more stupid. You're like, I can't believe I ever believed any of this. And I can't believe this caught on. Like, someone wrote an article in the paper.
Yeah.
It would be like as if we built an annual holiday around, like, the fucking family circus. Where it's like I don't know day. Like, whenever they're like, mom's like, who did this? And, like, the little girl's like, I don't know. And they draw a little ghost.
Yeah.
Who's, like, named Ida No. That would be like if Ida No had her own holiday. It's like, Ida No is the day every year where children could get up to mischief and blame it on their invisible sibling who might have died in childbirth, we don't know. And, you know, in order to stop the ghost of Ida No from possessing them, they have to put caramels and butterscotches in the cat litter box.
But you'd also have to attach it to some real holiday, like Columbus Day or something.
They go off Columbus Day where people are like
she was
back in the day, this used to just be Columbus Day, but now it's Ida No.
Because the ghost of Ida No was on the fucking ship with Columbus and, you know, was trying to do something. And
it's really, really strange, man, that it caught on. It would be like your kid coming up to you and be like, are you my father? And I'm like, no, Odin One-Eye is your father. For the first 10 years of their life. Or what, like, let's say kids make it to 6 years old.
Yeah.
Odin One-Eye came here on Sleipner.
The eight-legged horse.
The eight-legged horse who ate our food, and I was forced to watch. But he comes once a year and gives you toys, so it
to
works
make up
out.
for it. Yeah.
But it hurts me in my heart because I didn't want that. I wanted fidelity from my marriage, but what are you going to do?
It's Odin That's One-Eye. How kids are made.
Yeah.
And that's how children are made.
I was cruising around the channel the other day, and I saw a special on, like, search for the giant squid, and I had to fucking stop.
The Humboldt squid?
Yeah, but it wasn't nearly as cool as I thought it would be. It was big, and if I was in the water and I saw it, I'd be like, ah, but I hear giant squid. I want to see something that's going to take the Nautilus down, you know?
Yeah, or a ship.
Or, yeah, just something that's just
or a
like...
dinghy.
Anything would be threatening to me on a boat. Like, if it's everything in the sea is threatening to me. So they could be like, it's a giant squid or it's a 1-inch squid. I'd be like, holy shit, get me out of here.
The 1-inch squid's going to drill a hole in the dinghy.
Yeah. My dinghy? He's going to attack my dinghy? Like, oh, yeah.
He'll climb up my ass and eat my brain.
The little squid burrows through your cock up to your brain, takes over like Starro on the inside. That's why when I stop on the fucking squid thing, I want to see, like, a squid that's...
This is
like climbing a building in New York.
Pissed off squid.
Yeah, and he's mad. Look at that beak, and he could fit 5 grown men in his beak and eat them at once, like that kind of thing.
Did you see that thing about the fucking
squid that eats nuclear warheads?
Thank God.
Thank God it's in Antarctica, man.
Yeah.
I feel bad for them penguins.
I ain't going.
And somebody's like, the penguins ain't there.
Penguins. He's eating all the penguins.
That's up the North Pole. That's what's going on. The South Pole, they're like, we get just in footage from the South Pole. Apparently, the squid thrives on emperor penguins, the most beloved penguin ever, based on March of the Penguins.
Take footage from March of the Penguins.
There's a dude sitting on an egg and shit, and then you just see a tentacle pick him up and stick him in its beaky mouth, and he's like, just loving it, loving the taste of it.
Feast of the penguins.
And then, like, cracks the egg open, and a little penguin, like, half-formed, stumbles out, and he pisses on it. Everyone's like, this is the most terrifying, he'll kill anything, even the cute things, and the unborn cute things. I guarantee you that would, like, if there were people that were kind of sitting on their asses like, well, somebody else will take care of this problem. The moment you show footage of that eating something cuddly and cute, everyone's just like, we go to war. I just signed up, Ma. I signed up for the service to fight the space squid. Because did you see what he did to the penguins?
It's like,